Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thought for Thursday. Happy Thursday if you're listening to this today and you're not catching it on the rebroadcast. I'm very happy that you're here with me today on Thought for Thursday in a brand new season, actually, of leveling up the podcast. And I hope that you have had an opportunity to go over and listen to that this week. We dropped a brand new season starting out, and we had our guest, Dr. Tandra Price of Tap In Magazine, also affectionately known as the Networking Ninja. Make sure you go over and listen to the podcast to hear the gems that she dropped on us this week. You can get to that by going to my YouTube channel at Jolie's Enterprises. You can also get to it by going to CTR Media or any of your favorite streaming platforms. All right. So tonight we are coming, of course, this is the part of the podcast where I come on Thursday nights and we talk about topics that are really pain areas or can present some painful times or some painful, uncomfortable situations for you. We talk about them and we talk about 5 tips, 5 tools that you can use when you walk away from here that will make your situation better. So today's teaser was it's time to stop playing small. It's time to stop playing small or no more playing small. We talked networking this week with Tandra Price, and we frequently talk or think about networking in the realm of networking in a business or networking in professional relationships. But think about it, we network on a professional or on a personal level daily, don't we? We network because we interact with family, we interact with friends. So frequently, however, in our networking, in our interactions with others, we like to play it small. Let me tell you something that I know to be true. You were never meant to play small. But somewhere along the way, I don't know what happened, and life happens, right? Maybe it was a room that made you, question your worth, or a rejection that stole your voice, or a season where you gave so much to everyone else, you forgot how to show up for yourself. We all know that that happens, right? But today, we're going to put an end to all of that because networking isn't really about proving your worth. It's really about owning it. It's a given. You have worth, you have value. And networking, interacting in your relationships of any kind, you need to understand that, realize that, so that you can move in the best way possible that's best for you. So if you've ever felt like you're too old or you're too unsure or too behind or too invisible or any of those things to walk confidently into rooms and build meaningful relationships, we're talking to you tonight. I want you to understand that that indeed is not the case at all. Now, before you network anywhere, the first room that you have to enter is the room of your own mind. We talk a lot about mindset. I talk a lot about mindset because it really does determine where you can go, what you're able to do, and how successful you will be at the things that you endeavor to accomplish. It really does start with the mind because once you know that you're capable of doing these things, once you have that set and have it as something that is in your core that you totally understand and you can rely upon, once you get to that point, you really are able to move so much more freely, so much more confidently in what you do. So that is going to make however you network all the more profitable, all the more better. So stop walking into rooms, kind of thinking that you're lucky to be there. You deserve to be wherever you are just as much as the person beside you, behind you, in front of you, wherever they are. Just as they are in the room, you deserve to be there as well. So stop thinking of yourself as lesser. And I know that we frequently do this, particularly when we get in environments where people have quote unquote made it big, or people have a certain celebrity status, or whatever the case may be. We may have a tendency to kind of play down what it is that we offer because we feel that it does not hold a candle to what someone else may do. Well, nothing can be further from the truth. You always hear me say that you bring what only you can bring, and it is needed. It's authentically you. As long as you operate in your authenticity, realize that that has value. Start realizing the room is better because you're in it. All right, think about that. The room is better because you're in it and because you walked in bringing what you can only bring, the best of you. All right, so what you need to do is you need to shift your self talk. Stop telling yourself that you don't deserve to be here, or, you don't have anything to offer. It may require you going and sitting someplace or preparing, knowing that you're getting ready to go in a certain room, preparing yourself by talking to yourself and telling yourself that I do deserve to be in there. I can operate as myself, bring value, profit from what's going on in the room, and establish some solid, good relationships and be able to be free in what it is that I do and what it is that I bring. So shift your self talk even before you walk in the room. Again, we're talking about not playing it small. This is a way for you to stop. What else can you do? Well, use your life experience as value added. Too many times, particularly, we women, after we get a certain age, we kind of feel like we're having to start over, because things have changed at this point for many people. We may be approaching retirement. We may be working on that, third career by this point. Children may be out of the house. I always give these examples, or we're taking care of elderly relatives. Let me say this: you're not starting from scratch, you're really starting from wisdom. Think of all the things that you have acquired over time, over the years, and all that you've done and all that you've been exposed to. Some good, some bad, some great lessons learned, some really hard lessons learned. All of that is wisdom. And that wisdom is what you bring into the room. It's what you bring into the space that you occupy. And you need to value that. Realize that there is a reason why you matriculated through certain processes, why you journeyed in the way that you did. And it is for you to get the lessons, for you to gain the wisdom, all right, that is going to help you and give you that value that you add. You've navigated family, you've navigated careers, healing, you've navigated loss, grief, pivots, comebacks, okay? And all of that, really, you think about it, if you think about it as value and think about it, all of that is currency. All of that has real value. So when you introduce yourself, don't leave your story behind. All right. Particularly when, and this particularly we do when we're networking in business relationships. Don't leave your story behind. Your story is what helps to substantiate your knowledge. It's what helps to substantiate what it is that you bring to the table. So don't leave that story behind. Say things like, after 20 plus years in operations and caregiving, I now coach women on how to lead with strength. Or you may say something again, if you're in the healthcare industry, my past career in healthcare taught me how to manage crisis and compassion. And I use that now in my leadership training. There's so many ways that you can look at what you have done, realize the experience and the wisdom that you've gained, and know just based on that that you don't need to play it small. Don't just say what you do, all right? Say what your life has taught you and how you use that. I think that is so important. Say what life has taught you and how you use that. All right, what else? Authentic introductions leave impact. So let me give you just a few tips, all right, on some authentic introductions that you really need to focus in on, or how it is that you should do, or how it is or what it is that you should not do. Let's start there. What you shouldn't do is passing out business cards like candy. Now, we know that the way that we track information, gain information from people that we network with or people that we meet, cards are still used, but we've really moved into the digital age also. But envision walking into a room where people are just handing out cards, basically as souvenirs, because you're not connecting who you are with that card. Now, you may say, well, I introduce myself and I give it to them as a leave behind for a way that they can connect with me. And if you're doing it in that way and you're discussing things and bringing real value and talking your story and what it is that you offer and what it is that you can do and how you can collaborate, leaving a business card is ideal. But don't feel that networking is just walking in and giving someone your card without giving someone the story behind that card, the story of the person, without giving someone a piece of the person that is seen on this card. It's very important. Um, you don't want to perform a highlight reel. You want to do whatever you do in authenticity. You don't want to perform anything. Whatever you're bringing, make sure that it's authentic. You also don't want to talk to people just to get something. You can see those types coming from miles upon miles upon miles away. The conversations are frequently shallow. They don't bring a whole lot of value. They are often uncomfortable and they leave you thinking, how quickly can I get out of here? You don't want to be the person on the other side that someone else is saying that about. Make sure that you are really trying to establish relationships of value. And guess what? In doing that, you will be able to get those things that you desire, those things that you need out of the relationship. But don't pursue networking and collaboration just because you want to see what you can get out of the situation. There's so much more that needs to be established before that. All right. So let me give you a simple framework for a memorable introduction. All right. You want to make sure that you cover a couple of things. You want to tell people who it is that you help. You want to tell people what transformation you create, and you want to tell them why it matters. Why does what you do matter? Why it matters to you personally? Again, connecting what you're giving to your story, because that shows authenticity. All right, that shows authenticity. So, what else should you do? All right, get over imposter syndrome. And I know I say that like it's just something you can do, like going and turning on a faucet. We all know that there's serious strongholds involved in imposter syndrome, strongholds that may have developed over years because of something that someone told you, because of how your work was never recognized, how you were always behind the scenes and nobody knew that really you were the person who was making it happen. It could be because someone has negated what you've done forever. Although it's amazing how what you've contributed has actually brought value to the project, value to what's going on. You need to do the things that are necessary to get past imposter syndrome. It could involve affirmations, it could involve deep work in coaching and counseling so that you realize who you are and what you bring to the table and understand that that really is of value. So do the work, do the research, find out what it is that you need to do to get past that imposter syndrome, get past that so that you can show up as the person that you may be thinking that you're really not, but you truly are. And that is a person who brings value. Know that you bring value. Know that you bring value. I don't care what it is that you do. I don't care what it is that you've done that may not have been great, that may have been mistakes, that may not be looked upon favorably. All of the things that have been a part of your life have formed and helped to form to make you who you are now. And the wonderful thing about those things that you think you may have encountered or done in the past that haven't brought value, you have an opportunity now to move past them, but still use them as your lessons. So, no matter what it is, whatever you've done, whatever you've accomplished, the great things that you've done, there are pieces, parts of you, all of you really does bring value. Those pieces bring value. Who you are, what you do, all right? You are enough just as you are. So stop playing it small. I gave you 5 things that you can use in order to move past that. I told you the importance of changing how you talk to yourself and using your life experiences, letting your journey be your wisdom, being authentically yourself and doing an authentic introduction and not one that's performed, making sure you do the work to find out if you're dealing with imposter syndrome and attacking that, getting the resources needed to help you pass that, and know that you have value. And with that, I want to remind you as we leave, number one, make sure that you go and watch the podcast. Again, a brand new season. Go over and check that out. If you need more help in anything that we talk about, everything that I bring to you are areas in which I coach, areas in which I help women to get past where they currently are, to get over those hurdles. I frequently say, get over that first mountain and realize there's another one there that's bringing such great potential. All right? So if you need more work around that, you need more help, I need you to text the word more to 240-789-4299. More. 240-789-4299. Go out, be authentically yourself. Know that you are enough and you need to stop playing it small. Put yourself in places and realize that you deserve to be there just as everyone else is there. You are capable of doing great things. You have done great things. Go out and live a life in which you touch someone with your authenticity and with just who you are. Make it better for yourself and make it better for someone else. Have a great one.